One sec.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, Pakistan. Welcome to Uncle's Talk Show. Today we have a very good topic about Pakistan. Uncle, my question is, what is the role of the Prime Minister which takes to the glory,
Which can take Pakistan to the glory.
yeah, which can take Pakistan to the glory? So can you tell us something about us, please? Thank you.
Okay, dear Tahir, always a pleasure. I'll just tell these particular points what a successful Prime Minister is and what could be the duty of a successful Prime Minister and what could be the agenda of a successful Prime Minister. For example, I'll give you my example with my thoughts and I'll elaborate it nationwide and international. If I would have been the Prime Minister of this country ever, I would apply certain rules which can take Pakistan to the glory forever. Let's suppose I'm the Prime Minister. I'll shut down the country for a month to clean the country of the garbage. That would be the first duty of the Prime Minister and his cabinet and his Senate. Point one. Number two, I will supply subsidized food at least for 6 months to the whole nation. Of course, we charge them, but subsidized price for the whole country. I don't care how I'll get it. I don't care how we will apply this situation. Two. Number three, I will eliminate the military because the country like Pakistan don't need military. It's the evil of the mind of the human to see anybody who is a second person or a third person as your enemy, because there aren't real enemies. You make the enemies with your attitude. I'll give you an example of a brilliant country in Central America, and that is Costa Rica. They eliminated the corrupt generals, the corrupt colonels, the corrupt officials, high officials of the government and the military forever. 1948. Jose Figueres was the great leader, civil leader from the civilian side, and had a war against the military and eliminated them. It's a police state now. They are working very well, continuing very well, and they are the allies of great countries who can come if they find them helpless or in danger. These are the 3 points I have given you. If I would think as a Prime Minister, if I would be the Prime Minister, I would do these 3 things. First, I'll clean the country of the garbage. We'll apply traffic rules. It's a mess. You can't live without traffic rules. It's a shame. It shows how ignorant your system is, how ignorant your officials are, how ignorant you as a nation. Public bathrooms, public dustbins at all public places. Stop throwing the garbage. That would be the part of the country main agenda. It will be sitting on the register of the Prime Minister daily, if the country is clean or not. That would be his question to all the departments every single day until the country is clean. Understand? Okay, this. Then we will teach will come towards education. As you will eliminate the military, because you don't have enemies. Why do you want to make enemies? Why do you want to buy bombs? Why do you want to buy fighter jets? Why do you want to buy submarines? Why? Because you want to fight? You want to kill other humans? You must be out of your mind. It's unhealthy. It's almost sick. And you believe that you can do that. Huh? With all your medals and with all your pickups and with all your hats and with all your dress up, with all your orderly and things like that. Huh? With your Mercedes Benz, with the flag, military flag, Navy flag, Air Force flag. It's all nonsense. Because you should learn how to live like a decent civilian. Switzerland doesn't have the military. Another example, Switzerland. Monaco, another country. Luxembourg, another country. And I'll give you more examples, all right? They don't have military, and they are surviving. They have Wall Street. Why? Because they have adapted, follow up only the progress, to learn how to benefit from other humans, how to benefit from other territories, how to benefit from other nations. Because they are learners, they're good students. They believe in mentors, they believe in teachers, they believe in people who can preach them, who can teach them. Okay. Fifth, I will keep religion just for the prayers and certain rules which can give people the healthy image of God, image of our book, image of our prophet. No fanatism. If somebody talks bad about religion, you better listen to it. And then answer him when you have a chance, with logic, without violence, without feeling insulted, because the other person have a right to explain anything about any ideology. That I'll do if I would be the part of the government at the Prime Minister level. Another point. Okay, you don't need atom bomb. That's bloody nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. Who do you want to drop the atom bomb on? Huh? There is a regulation, there is a treaty. Countries which are atomic powers, they can't throw the bomb on the human. It's already done. Why would you like to have it? Make nuclear power for the benefit of industries. Okay. Corrupts will go to jail. Okay, we will not kill them, but we'll put a teacher for 6 hours a day. They will be treated like the students, adult students, overage students, matured students who have been on different portfolios, on a better position, like CEOs, ministers, prime ministers, presidents, people who have remarkable designations, but they are corrupt. We'll teach them in the camps. They will start working in gardening. They will start working in agriculture. To teach them what the responsibility is, what the discipline is, and how a career, a brilliant career, successful career of a dignitary can finish being a farmer. Because that's where you are going to learn what you have lost because of your corruption and the mistake. Will teach you and convert you into a successful human being, not only as a human, spiritually, religion-wise, ideology-wise. That's another point. Then we will make a foreign policy. No offense to none, no fights with none, and all the nations are welcome to Pakistan, including the Jews. Because they are part of this world. They breathe. They have red blood in their veins. and you could be friend. That would be the policy of a person like me, if he ever could be, with that designation, what I'm mentioning. What a prime minister should do, he should do that. Reduce the tension, reduce the killing, reduce the bombing. Okay, celebrating Independence Day, you spend 25 Arabs, 20 Arabs rupees to buy the flags, to move them from one side to the other. Your kid even doesn't know what the flag means, what the country means, and how it should be defended, how it should be respected. Because you are not feeding him, you're not teaching him, you are not preparing him as a sincere human being which can give life for his country. First, he doesn't have to give life. When you become friend, who is going to kill you? Maybe a situation in 1,000 years can happen, and you stand up for your glory, and you can give your life away for that kind of cause. You have friends, you do not have enemies. Okay? Make that part of the policy and the system. Make Pakistan green. I'll plant trees all around the country, and the temperature will change. Pakistan will become beautiful. We'll build bridges over the rivers. We'll make the water of the rivers blue, because when you clean it constantly, and when it becomes crystal clear, and when it becomes with the low temperature, the cold water, the color of the water changes. Understand? Okay. Religiously, we don't want to be fanatics. Just keep it moderate. Just keep it in order. So people cannot be misguided. People cannot be without faith, without a book, our holy book, Quran, our Prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, our God, who nobody shares, unique, that's Allah. All these things. What else? Publicity for Pakistan, to improve the image of your passport, to improve the image of your country, and destroy and punish people hardly, strongly, with fines, with punishment, with therapists who have gotten the culture of toby-toby-tip, non-committed people. Non-committed. It's happening in the young crowd of Pakistan, which is more than 7 crore. 7 crore. It's a lot. 700 million people we're talking here. 700 million people we're talking here. Young people who believed in just saying things or promising things which they do not connect their mind with their tongues. There is a lot to speak on. Okay, we'll improve the foreign policy and make friends, as many around the world, as many you can. And spend a lot of money on education, health, and sport. These three ministries should be the most important. And the foreign affairs. The fourth, let's say 4. You work on it. You spend your last dime on it. Because these are the pillars which will make Pakistan successful. And corruption, stop the corruption. Say no to corruption. Say no to drugs. Stop it. Say no to fahashi. Say no to bad things. You have to do that because you are a serene and a healthy nation. You want to give your image of that quality. That is Pakistan, and that is the country to visit. We'll work on tourism. We have to improve public bathrooms, public gardens, places to hang out, camping areas, cleaning the oceans, cleaning the rivers, all this, and zero corruption. Remember, harsh, strong punishments for the corrupt people. They go to jail. Maybe they spend rest of their life in jail because of their crimes. Pakistan Zindabad. I think the country can survive and can touch the heights of the glory with these few points I have given you. There's a lot to speak on it, but I don't want to tire you with my thoughts. It's the first part. I'll make one more video to complete it, but the rest I cannot speak because it's taking longer time, but we want to keep it short. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.